The skills that we've been practicing recently is placing coordinates on a coordinate plane. This is going to appear on our benchmark. So for this question here, it asks us to draw a coordinate plane, label all four quadrants, then plot the following points. We have A, B, C, and D. So our first step is to simply draw two lines that cut our grid here into four. The closer to the middle you are, the better, just so that you can have an equal amount of space on each side. But you don't really need to count it out to be exact. You may if you want to. So when I draw the coordinate plane, I then need to label each piece with the values. So at the very center is 0, so I put a 0 there. I'm then going to go across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to stop there because none of my numbers here actually go above 5. I really didn't need to go all the way to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So going up and going to the right, my numbers are positive. Once I get to the 0, because it's a number line, the values then start to count negatively. So we have -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. And again, once I cross 0 on this axis, I need to go ahead and make the numbers negative. -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. You could go further, as many as you needed to, but like I said, all of my values are within 5 or -5, so I don't need to go beyond that. And then I label all the quadrants. This is the first quadrant, the second quadrant, and we typically use Roman numerals. And our Roman numerals count with lines. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then here, a little side note, the V means 5, and the line before the 5 means less than. So we have 4, 1 less than 5. Quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to plot the points. We have point A. So I need to remember I run first, and it's a positive number, so I'm going to go to the positive one, and then 5. I go up 5, and I can count the squares. I can also look for the value. And there's 5 and 1. So that is my point A. Point B is a little bit opposite. So it goes -1 and then up 5. So we went in the opposite direction when we ran, and then jumped in the same direction to the same level. So both of them are at 5. Now point C, or coordinate C, is -2, so I run back -2, and then I'm going to dive down to -4. That's point C. And then D, we're running 5, and then we go down, we dive down 5. So again, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or I can just note that the number here is on this line and on this line. It is important to remember that we need to have our dot, our point, where the two lines meet. If I have a dot in the middle of a line, then that's not going to be accurate for these values. We will see this later in our education, but right now in 6th grade, we are making sure that our dots are on the intersection of the two lines. If, for example, on con, you are looking for a point, let's say at 3, -1, and you put it over here, con will mark it wrong. So it's very important that you mark them on the intersection of the lines. And for your benchmark and for CASP testing, that will be important to pay attention to as well, because it is incorrect if you put it halfway between.